Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you give this video a thumbs up and maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. Please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live, or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. It's totally free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. Top link in the description box takes you to my membership page if you want to help support my channel out. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. Also, little ways down in the description box is one more link. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron, my Facebook group. We have over 9,300 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I have internet access, I'm putting stuff in this group darn near 365. Well, the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, all right. Time for some the weekly team and player grades for the New York Giants as we wrap up, the victorious Sunday we just had and start putting our attention on the Cincinnati Bengals. There was I saw what was it? There was an ad article or so, whatever it was, that last week, they still had intentions upon keeping the Bengals and the Giants on the Sunday Night Football. I mean, like the Giants lose and they're 1-4 and they look like toilet paper. And Cincinnati's 1-4. It's kind of like, would not be maybe the most enticing game available. So, but it's still gonna be on Sunday night. But the Giants obviously pretty much saved their season on Sunday. I mean, if they were 1-4, that'd be tough. Tough road to go down to try to get the playoffs or whatever. So thankfully they won 2-3. So let's go over the Giants team grades in week 5 after the week 5 win over the Seahawks. I want to go over their team grade for this one game, but also how do they fare against the rest of the NFL as well too. So, all right, let me share here. If I can pop this up here, gotta find this here. Yep, here it is. Okay, so let's see how did they fare against the rest of the NFL. All right, it's a little bit bigger. Whoop, make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so let's go to the overall grade here. Now this should include the Monday night game. So the overall, I mean, it's just some of the stuff is just a little weird. Of course, you got the 49ers who are 2-3, have the best overall grade, 87.5. Go figure. The Giants are number 21 because there's 2 teams tied at 19. Somehow the Jets, who look like really bad, and not only they look so bad, they actually got their coach fired. Robert Saleh, he's gone. But the Giants are 69.9, their overall team grade. So they're 21st in that category. Offensive grade, 49ers number 1, 84.1. Tell you what, I don't know what the heck it is with the 49ers. The past couple of weeks, was it the Cardinals and then the Rams that had leads. I mean, speaking of like offense, I mean, they had leads in both those games, like double-digit leads, I believe it was in both of them. And they just weren't able to score. They stopped scoring, let the other team come back and wind up winning. But let's see here, the Giants. How we at here? Offensive grade. They're number 24, 65.5. Passing grade. Bengals number 1. See, that's what the Giants got to look forward to, if you will. I mean, the guy, that one wide receiver, Chase, he's pretty good. Burrow's good. Higgins good. So, they have some offensive weapons. Is that you, buddy? Is that you? Oh, my dog Randy's down here. Their problem is their defense. They do not have a great defense. Giants should be able to move the ball on them, score some points on them. Let's see. The Giants are 16th, 66.1. Not middle of the pack. Pass blocking. Packers number 1, 81.3. Pass blocking. Let's see here. The Giants are number 16, 68.3. Middle of the pack. But they're functional, right? They allow the offense to have a chance. That's what you're looking for. Receiving grade. Titans are number 1, 79.1. Giants are dropping too many balls. The Giants are number 21, 65.9. Running grade. Seahawks, 91.7. They did, but it's their quarterback that got them the yards this past week. It wasn't Charbonnet, it wasn't Walker. I think those guys had what did they have? 30 yards? 30 yards, was it? 7 carries for 30 yards they had? No idea what the hell they were doing. No idea. It was 10-10 at halftime. I have no idea. Hey, let's just throw the ball every play. I have no idea. Anyway, running. Giants are number 30. 64. Not much better here. The run blocking is even worse. Colts are number 1, 80.3. Giants run blocking is number 28, 56.1. Defense. Steelers. That's something the Giants. That's like the Bengals and the Steelers, exact opposites. The Bengals can move the ball and score some points. Their defense is pathetic. The Steelers are exact opposite. The Steelers, I have no idea how they got so. It's just they got Najee Harris, but they got really don't have much of anything. Nothing, but they got a good defense. So, and somehow they're 3-2. And they blew it on the fourth. Well, they didn't blow it, but the Cowboys scored on a 4th down with 20 seconds to go. If they were able to knock that ball down, if that pass was incomplete, the Steelers would have been 4-1. But anyway, the Giants' defense is number 12, 70.2. Very impressive. Run defense. Ravens number 1, 83.1. Giants run defense. Number 22, 57.5. Tackling. Steelers number 1 with 73. All right. Giants number 17 overall, 52.3. All right. Pass rush. Steelers number 1, 90.3. Giants number 8 on the pass rush. Yes. 73.4. Gotta love it, baby. Gotta love it. Coverage grade. The Jets, 86.5. And the Giants are number 10. 10. 68.8. And special teams. Patriots are number 1 at 90.8. The Giants are number 6. Special teams. 6. 83.9. Whew. Very impressive. This is all just by PFF. But if you want to go, the Giants were as of right now, we're number 6. But if you want to go back a year, 2023, We'll go to special teams. Giants at this particular point in time were number 6. Last year, the Giants were number 25. Special teams, 69.4. So, yeah, yeah. What a year a difference makes. I mean, T-Mac, he was here for a long time, but I don't know. I guess it was maybe just time for him to go. But Gabriel in there, he seems like he's doing a decent job. I mean, obviously, it wasn't his fault. Nothing he could do about it as far as when Gano got injured or anything like that. But, now we don't have like really, a phenomenal return game. Like, it's like, like a punt return, or a kickoff return or anything, nothing, but, just solid, very, very solid. The Hammer, the Scottish Hammer, doing very good job punting, very good job punting. So, and Joseph has been lights out the past couple of weeks as far as kicking field goals. So that's good, really, really good. But let me show you here. All right. And now this here, okay, is the Giants. This is their weekly report. It's only got 5 games so far, right? So you'll notice here the overall team grade in this one particular game against the Seahawks. The Giants 72.8, which was their best overall grade according to PFF, right? So offensive grade 70.1. The only time we did better was against the Commanders, 72.7, and we would have won that game if we had probably would have won that game if we actually had a field goal kicker. Somebody kick a field goal. Passing game grade, 71.8. The only time we were better was the week before against the Cowboys. Pass blocking, 71.8, and a very solid, very, very. But you'll notice, look, the pass block grade, 4 out of the 5, the Giants team graded out in the 70s. Fantastic. The one that they did was against the Browns. The Browns applied some pressure. That they did. Receiving grade, Giants 62.5. So, I mean, they did do better in the Commander game and the Browns game. They did do better, but they did 62.5. But, I mean, and again, some of that, we didn't have Malik Neighbors either. Quite possibly Malik Neighbors is on the field. This receiving grade goes up. Running grade, 63.3. Very, very, very good. I mean, Tracy, phenomenal. I mean, just an overall, great game. Great game. Run blocking. Giants had their best run blocking graded game of the year against the Seahawks, 70.2. Just that, but once again, just a very. That's why from one week to the next, you can't tell. Can't tell in the NFL. I mean, the Giants look so good against Seattle. Right. We got to keep it up against the Bengals now. If we can be 3-3, that'll be fantastic. Defensive grade, 65.9. Run defense, 50.3. Now, that probably would have been a lot, probably would have been higher, right? If Geno Smith, didn't, I think he had like 72 yards rushing. But once again, you won the game. Right? Can't complain. Tackling, 67.5. The best game that the Giants had. They only missed, I think they had 6 missed tackles, which is on the high side of being acceptable. Right? 4, 5, 6, that's acceptable. You start getting around 9 or 10 missed tackles, that's not acceptable. Pass rush, 68.5. The only other one that was better was, of course, the 77.7 that we had against the Browns when we had 8 sacks. This week we had 7, and we lead the NFL with 22 sacks. We're on pace for 70 sacks. Very impressive. All right, so we got the pass rush. That's a coverage grade. 63.1. Now we did the past couple of weeks. We did very good against a Dallas Cowboy team, right? Who did not have a ton of yards, didn't score a ton of points, and then we did a very good job. Lockett had 4 receptions. Smith and Jigba had 4 receptions, and Metcalf had 4 receptions. To hold that trio to 12 receptions is pretty impressive, especially when Geno Smith threw the ball. I think it was 46 times. All right, and special teams, 83.5, the best overall grade so far of the season on special teams. Now, of course, the field goals we made, right? We did good punting. Of course, you block a field goal, run it back for a touchdown. Of course, that helps too. So 83.5. So Giants special teams are really, really doing good. Really, really doing good. Now, as I said, as I showed you what once again, according to Pro Football Focus. That's all. That's all I'm going by. But I've said, if you look at what we ended up last season when T-Mac was the coach, Tom McGahee, we were in the 20s, 25, whatever it was. I think I showed you. So Gulfbreel's just doing good for us. I mean, we're not a top unit or something like that, but all in all, the way we're playing, can you win football games? Yep. Yes, you can. So it's fantastic. All right, let's go over the Giants offensive grades in Week 5. They win over the Seahawks. Mr. Slayton here, of course, this is one of the 2 penalties that the Giants got. Unfortunately, because Slayton's he was going like this, but he's holding his fingers out like a gun, and that's a no-no. So you can kind of go like this, open hand. Maybe maybe you can do a fist. I don't know, but you can't go like this. You can't have like a gun point. That's a no-no. But the Giants only had 2 penalties called against them. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and one of them was against Darius Slayton. Right. All right, so let us go to the offensive grades here. Here we go, offensive. Yeah, so we'll go to the snap count here, and we'll go to, there we go. Slide over. All right, there you go. The snap count and the grades for the Giants. But you'll notice the one nice thing, one impressive thing, is that 3 of the top 5 grades are offensive linemen. And if your offensive lineman obviously a grade now high, that gives you a chance. You see Van Roten, he had a good. I mean, this is by far his best game of the season. If I click on this here, right, you'll notice. Yeah, I mean, he is what it is. He's 34. After the season's over, he's going to be 35. Right. But, this is by far his best grade. His run block was a 91. But look, I mean, here, 56, a 62, a 50, a 46. So 82.2. He pass blocking. Apparently, he had his issues. But this was his best graded out game of the season so far. So we got Van Roten. Obviously played in all the snaps, 82.2. Now, another important thing is what you're seeing is compared to last year, which just winds up being huge for the New York Football Giants. Is that the continuity we're getting here with our offensive line is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You got the same guys on the field for every snap, working together, and not only that, but, obviously, knock on wood, staying injury-free, unlike last year. Last year was at certain positions, last year was a freaking turnstile. One guy go in and start the game at guard, and he gets injured, you got to bring somebody else in. It was just a mess, absolute mess last season. But Darius Slayton, phenomenal, over 100 yards receiving, right? He was in there for 65 snaps, 76.9. Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle. So the right side of the Giants line had graded out really, really well. 76.7. Tyrone Tracy, 45 snaps. Only 45 snaps. He had 129 yards, I believe it was, rushing. Fan-frickin-tastic. He graded out of 72. Andrew Thomas, obviously him and Daniel Jones, they were both tied. They both ran for 72 snaps. They were both graded out at a 70.4. Very impressive. Daniel Bellinger, right? He was in there for 14 snaps, 64.3. Theo Johnson, 56 snaps, 62.5. I think, what did he have? 5 receptions, I think it was. So thankfully, we're starting to get the tight ends involved. We really obviously could use another threat, offensive weapon, without question. Now, we were supposed to have Waller. He was supposed to be obviously another threat. I mean, could you imagine if we had Waller and Malik out there at the same time? Man, that'd be fantastic. Fantastic. But it is what it is, right? Wan'Dale Robinson, who was in there for 59 snaps, graded out of 60.8. Joshua Zudu, remember him? 2 snaps, 60.6. Dante Turbo Miller was just down there for the 1 snap, graded out of 60. John Runyon, all 72 snaps, 58.7. John Michael Schmitz, obviously all 72 snaps, 57.7. Isaiah Hodgins got called up from the practice squad, 25 snaps. He graded out of 56.7. Jalen Hyatt, right? Remember him? 48 snaps, 50.3. Still does not have a reception on the season. Chris Manhertz, 19 snaps, 48.2. And Eric, I like to fumble the ball and give the other team a touchdown. Gray is in there for 26 snaps, 43.5. Did not have a good game at all. Did not, I think he ran the ball 4 times for 4 yards. He had to fumble. There was a possibility, right? A good possibility. Possibility that he actually got the ball across the goal line. But I seen an angle, but it wasn't looked like he had the ball, and the ball might have been, but I guess maybe from the sides you couldn't tell exactly, and they don't have the overhead, whatever, shot out this out. But there was a possibility he got the ball across the line. But anyway, regardless if you got the ball across the line or not, you cannot fumble the ball. You cannot, and that's what he keeps doing. And unfortunately, his time. I think Ed Valentine said that I think he's had 58 touches. Now, I guess that might include maybe punt returns, kickoff returns, rushes, receptions. But he said I think Ed Valentine said 58 touches, and he fumbled the ball 5 times. Like 1 out of every 12 times he touches the ball, he fumbles it. Absolutely not. I'm rather shocked. If his time is, might be being counted down as we speak, especially if Tracy really comes on. You can certainly grab another running back in the whatever 4th round, 5th round next season. Where we get Tracy, 5th round, right? Sure, we can draft another one next year without question. Gray's got to step it up. He's really got to step it up. I don't. Gray's got to step it up. No other way about it. No other way about it. I would love to see Turbo in there. See what he can do. All right. Now let's go over to the Giants defensive grades. Week 5 win over the Seahawks. Now you got Gino here running for his life. Right? You got Kayvon, you got Burnsy there. So very good. Very impressive. Overall, just a really impressive game by the Giants. Okay. And here we go. let's go over to defense here. Let's expand this a little bit. So make it. There we go. All right, everybody's all on one page here, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it's nice because what you're looking at here now. Of course, there's some guys of course, I mean, you know, you can't go through a game in the NFL without getting dinged up. Yeah, but I mean, if you look here, it's like all the guys, for the most part, are played. It's not like, well, we're waiting for Burns and Kayvon to come back, and we're waiting for Sexy Dexy and Pinnock's injured, and McCann and Banks and Flott, they're all out. I mean, all team played. Right? I mean, fantastic defensive. Right? I mean, our safeties, the cornerbacks. Now, to be fair, Phillips and the Dory Jackson coming back from calf issues. So, but they're on a pitch. It seemed like they were on a pitch count. Hopefully, maybe this week coming up against the Bengals, they'll get a few more snaps in there. But they were obviously on a pitch count, right? Trying to protect the players, doing what's best for the players, ramping them up, shall we say. But Deontay Banks had a phenomenal game. It's 84.6 coverage grade, 87.8. 87.8 coverage grade against that three-headed monster. Jerome Henderson kind of called him out to the reporters. And, Banks, you can do one of two things. You can either go cry and sulk in the corner, right? And say, why woe is me? Or, why he's picking on me or this, that, and the other thing. Or you can, be a man, step up, take the criticism, and go out there and do your thing. And he did his thing. Tell you what, he did his thing. He did why we picked him in the number 25 overall in the draft, right? I mean, once again, it's only his second season. He hasn't been on. It's not his fifth, sixth season or something like that. So he's going to keep getting a little bit better, right? But the way he played against Seattle was why we picked this guy in the first round. So let's see if he can keep stacking these good games that he's been having. Because obviously, every week you go, I mean, in the NFL, the number one receiver, whether he's a top 10 guy or something or not, every top receiver for the opposing team is going to be good. These guys are freakish athletes. I mean, these edge rushers that we got, like Myles Garrett, just some of these guys are freaks. I said a lot of them. Same thing with the coming up, we got the Eagles, and obviously we got the Bengals, right? So we need Banks to stay healthy and to have him keep doing what he's doing. Flott had a good game, 74.2. Sexy Dexy, 73.9. His pass rush, 74.4. He got 3 sacks. Gotta love it. Burnsy, Spider-Man, 47 snaps, 68.3. Darius Slayton, only is in there for 5, but he contributed a lot on special teams, as we'll see in a couple minutes here. 65.4 for Darius Slayton. Kayvon Thibodeaux, 47 snaps, 60.8. Azeez Ojulari, 21 snaps, 64.7. Very impressive. Putting him on pitch counts, obviously, Azeez, keeping him healthy, keeping him fresh. So when he does go in the game, he produces. Right. Andrew Phillips, good to see him back on the field. So he was just on a pitch count, apparently. 23 snaps, great out of 64.3. His tackling, 86.3. Man's a demon. The tackling, man. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. Tyler Nubin led the team in tackles from the safety position, right? 56 snaps, great out of 63.5. Remember, these guys they're just babies, right? Darius Slayton, rookie, right? Phillips, rookie. Nubin, rookie, right? Then we had DJ Davidson, 19 snaps, 62.2. Jason Pinnock, 58 snaps, 62.1. Dory Jackson, he's like the old man on the team. Once again, he was on a pitch count, apparently. Right? 27 snaps, great out of 61.2. Patrick Johnson, 1 snap, 58.1. Nacho, he was in there for 30 snaps, 55.1. Nick McLeod was in there for 36 snaps, 53.9. Elijah Chapman, 24 snaps, 52.4. Well, you notice here too, Elijah Chapman, he was in there for 22 pass rushing attempts, right? He got 2 pressures. Not bad. 1 out of basically every 11, right? You got a pressure. So if he played the whole game, if he played every time that Geno would have dropped back to throw a pass, he would have wound up with 4 pressures on the day. Not bad. Not bad. Micah McFadden, 26 snaps, 48.1. Bobby Okereke, 58 snaps, 47.2. And Dane Belton, 27 snaps at strong safety, 43.3. Now, it is a little weird because you're seeing our top 2, like the inside guys, the inside middle linebackers, they graded out toward the bottom with McFadden at 48.1 and Bobby Okereke 47.2. Now, I'll tell you what, you look at Bobby Okereke, I tell you what, his grades are like, 47. He had a 55. He had some in the 60s. But if you look last year, I'm going to pop him up. Right? Let's see here. When you look last year, I mean, look at this stuff. 79, 78, 76, 78, 76, 75, a 90, 81, 72. He had a 90. He had an 80. He had stuff in the 70s. This year, he has quite possibly, to be fair with the character, because he's learning a new system. Right? He's learning a new system. So it might be a little while before, as time goes by, hopefully he'll start gelling, get more comfortable and be more productive, shall we say. Last year, he was a tackling machine for us. Comes in on the winks, and just wound him up and just let him go. He was just a tackling machine. This year, it's a little different, a little bit different. All right. Now, finally, we got the Giants special teams grades in their win over the Seahawks. Now, here we have Bryce Ford Wheaton. After he picks up the block punt from Isaiah Simmons, he's turning around. I guess in this one shot, he's getting turned around. He notices somebody's going to take his picture. He's turning around. I guess he's smiling at him. Hey, Mom. Hey, I'm going to score a touchdown. Oh, man. But it's so nice. It's so nice for that. Oh, man. Whew. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We got to keep the momentum going now. Got to keep the momentum going. All right. Let us special teams grades. Here we got obviously a whole ton of guys on special teams there. Basically almost like not half the team, more than half the team. But we go here, obviously, the guy at the top, Mr. Field Goal Blocker himself, Isaiah Simmons, as well he should be. Right? And, of course, then the guy, right, so Isaiah Simmons was in there for just 11 snaps, 93.3. I hope somewhere along the line we can start finding a bigger role for the guy. He picked number 8 in the draft. You see what he can do. You jump over a line without touching anybody, go in there, block and all that. And it's like, can't find something for this guy to do other than 11 special team snaps. Man, still just disappointing. Just disappointing. Of course, obviously, Bryce Ford Wheaton, the old scoop and score, he was in there for all 25 of the special team snaps. It was 90.6. Emir Smith Marset, the return man, he was in there for 9. 5 on a kickoff return, 4 on the punt return. He graded a 75.5. Casey Kreider, our long snapper, 73.5. Patrick Johnson, all 25 snaps on special teams, 72.1. Ty Summers, he's these guys here, like Johnson and Summers, right? Smith Marquette, and these are our special teams guys, right? So said Summers was a 69.5. Then what you always have, you get like a bunch of guys that are like right around the 60s. Very, very, common for PFF that, I'm not sure. I guess maybe like an average grade is like a 60, but there's a lot of guys that wind up being grouped into the 60s. I said here, Newman 61.6, Runyon 61.1, Luminor 60.8, DJ Davidson was a 60.7, Van Roten was in it for 5 snaps, 60.7, the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillen, 60.6, Aaron Stinney, 60.4, Belton, 60.3, another 60.3, 60.2, 1, 2, 3, 3 guys with 60s. Even, Dory Jackson was out there on special teams, and he graded out of 60. I said, then you have Daniel Bellinger, 59.9. So there's a lot right around 60. I said, then once the guys at the bottom, Chris Manhertz, 46.5. Micah McFadden, 50.3. Matthew Adams, who just came off of IR, and he's good to go and all, 50.5. Darius Muasau, 53.1. Theo Johnson, 53.1. Nick McLeod, 20 snaps, 53.3. Tyrone Tracy was in it for 5 snaps, 56.4. I said Jordan Riley, 59.1. Aziz Ojolari, 59.3. But for the most part, we had two guys grade out in the 90s. Isaiah Simmons and Bryce Ford Wheaton. So, we got, the special teams. I mean, it's not, obviously super duper spectacular, nothing, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's where you can play a game and have a chance to win. It's the same thing like with the offensive line. I mean, if we can get a top 5 unit in the offensive line, sign me up. Or a top 10 unit in the offensive line, sign me up. But, a lot of what you want, you just try to get, can you get functional? Can you operate a football team with the offensive line? And we can, and you can win. And the same thing with the special teams. So you don't got to be a top 5 unit or anything like that. But, okay, with what we have, can we win football games? Yep, yes, we can. And I tell you what, Joseph's done pretty good. He did miss that one against the Browns that would have put us up by, would have been 9 points? Would have been. I think it would have been. I think he kicked he missed a field goal. But if he kicked the field goal against the Browns late in the fourth quarter, it would have put us up by 2 scores. And the way the Browns are having a hard time moving the ball, that would almost put a lock on the game for the Giants. But he missed it. He kept the Browns in the contest. But since then, tell you what, Joseph's been really, really good. So if and when Gano comes back, looks like we're, now obviously, Joseph, if you look at his history, from like 39 yards in, he's really good. Right. But if you get from 40 yards out, he gets a little, so, and he does miss like, out of every 10 extra points, he'll miss 1. So, but so far, these last 2 games that Joseph has filled in for field goals for the Giants has been really, really done a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. But as I said, the special teams, not doing too bad. So that wraps that up. So now we turn our heads to the Cincinnati Bengals. Good offense. They can move the ball. They can score some points, but on their defense is just not very good. So should be like what the Giants have been able to do against the Seahawks here. Should be able to move the ball up and down the field, especially if we get Malik back. Right? So we get him back. We should be able to move the ball up and down the field. We should score some points. And hopefully, just hopefully, right, we can outscore the Cincinnati Bengals, because it'd be I think it'd be, with their passing attack, I think it'd be really, really tough just to totally shut them down. Yeah, so we're gonna need to score some points. Yeah, definitely going to need to score some points against the Bengals. But I said with their bad defense, and if we can get Malik Neighbors back, we ought to be able to do that. All right, guys, it's been 40 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you, thank you, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.